Hello, everybody. As promised, because I forgot to do them earlier. Oh, like I said, today's been a busy day. Okay, this painting is number 1. It's a little kitties on the moon. There's number 2, colorful kitty cat and the butterfly. Oops. There's number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Seven. Whoops. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. And right now, that's all I have available because I still have some that I'm using on my doors right now in the hallway. Because I wanted to at least display each of them one time before I sold them and let them go. So once I'm done displaying them, and I put the others in their place, because there's no Valentine's Day one. So next one I'll probably put up on the door that I come in and out of the most, which is when you go through that door, it takes you right into the dining room, and to the left is the bedroom, straight ahead is the bathroom, to the right and then left after past the fridge is the kitchen. And if you keep going, when you turn right, go straight into the front room. So these places are really tiny. Because as you can see in the background there, that's part of the kitchen right there, or dining room. The next one I'll probably be able to display will be the St. Patty's Day one, so that won't be until March 1st. Because I figure the beginning of the month to me is enough as far as the beginning of the season. However, I do have a February one that I will put up, and that one I will not let go of. I will put it on here so people can see it, and if they really like it, I will try to get that same one again and make that one for you guys, and then quote you a price on it if anybody likes how it looks like. And I also have a winter one that's a snowman, And the snowman's not very big on the picture, but on his belly is a full winter scene, like something out of a Thomas Kincaid card. You know, it's really, really pretty, but when you look at it close up, you'll see it. And that one is also, I won't part with, but if somebody likes it, I'll try to get that one or something the equivalent of that one. If I can't find that exact one, and I will purchase it. I will make it up for you guys, and then I'll put it on here, plaster it on here, whatever, and let you know what price and everything. I'm also, I've got a full, as soon as I get these two done, I will have 2 full sets of these, they're keychains. And you know, the keychain part that you'll see these hooked into these when they're done. Those you can hang up on a nail too. So you don't have to ever take those off, you know. And so what I want for these sets, I don't know yet. I'll have to think on that, because again, I'm trying to keep my prices reasonable, but at the same time, you know, I really need the money and everything too, because things are tight around here, and it would be nice to have a little bit more money to live on, you know. So I'm not going to be spending any of my money except the bare essentials of stuff that's already going to come out, because I haven't canceled certain things because I want to keep them, apps and stuff like that or whatever. But I'm not going to order anything, but hold on to the money instead until, and invest it in my business, you know, invest it in, if I can get these pieces sold, the diamond paintings. And then at some point when I finally get myself down to the basement and I dig out all the resin pieces I still have for sale, I will do a live stream and I'll post them on here too. And I'll let you know the price of each item, and I'll number it as well. So I know if you say you want the number 3 wand or the number 2 athame, that's fine. Just remember, these are resin pieces. Now, the wands you can still use, especially if I put crystals and herbs in them, which I sometimes do. But right now, I don't have any crystal bits yet. So that might be something that I will allow myself to get with some of my money soon, in a couple days. Hopefully Friday, like Chris said. But I'm going to get a bunch of the little crystal bits. And there's like a big bunch of them. So there's several different types. And I will put those in some of the stuff just to give it a little more character. Now, the wands, when they have crystals and herbs in them, you can use them as magic wands. And if you don't like that one side is flat, I can make 2 of the same wand. I can put crystals and herbs in both sides if you want, but different ones in each side, and then glue the flat parts together, you know. The only problem is I would be really careful because, you know, I'll try to do like Loctite weld. So I'll have to probably do several drops of the Loctite in key places. And just when you handle them, be careful. You might even want to, you know, personalize them a little bit better by like taking some yarn or string or twine if you find some you really like. And you could always tie it on there and glue it, because that hopefully will be enough to hold it in place too. Because when, you know, this stuff gets sent and gets shipped different places, I want to make sure it gets there in one piece, you know, and doesn't break on you in the transit, you know, trying to get to you. But when you guys, anybody sees this these 2 lives, I did the same picture on both lives because that's my way of saying that this is a continuation of an earlier video I did, an earlier live I did that day. Because when I was on here earlier, I said, after I showed the paintings then, I said I will try to get back on here later and number each painting. So that way you just give me the number. I showed you each one. I told you the number, and whatever ones you want, give me the numbers. I'll quote you the prices. Once I see the money's in my PayPal account, then I will work on getting them shipped to you. Because I have no idea, depending on where you live, I have no idea where, you know, how much it's going to cost to ship them, because, you know, the shipping rates, obviously, when you send to different places and regions and this and that, it's going to be different. So I will do the best, and part of the money that I will be getting for the paintings from you and the resin pieces, whoever wants them, then I will be investing, like I said, back into my business to get more materials, get more variety. I want to go down and see. Hopefully, I'll finally get it done tomorrow, because Friday is going to be payday, so it's going to be a busy day. It usually is, because I have to go to the bank and I have to get my mom's money for her, and I have to get Normia help goes and gets her money, because it'll be deposited into the bank, and she's literally wiped out her account because she's just been spending too much. And I hope she never accuses me or anybody I know from stealing it from her, because it's like, Norma, we would never do that to you. If on very rare occasion, I get some small thing like I did with the money saving challenge notebook that's coming, I agreed to share it with her. I was like, I'll even share it with you if you want some of the pockets to try and do a monthly savings thing for yourself. I will gladly give some of them to you. And she said she wants to get one for herself when she gets her check, meaning payday. And so we have to go to the bank and get two different amounts out for two different people. And I'm going to try to impress upon her that, stop spending so much, because you don't need a lot of these items that you get. You just get them because you want them, and then you never use them. Like, she got this really big, this thing was probably every bit that tall. It's wax burner recently that it's called Sage Scents, and it's SCENTZ. So if you want to look that up somewhere, it should bring it up. You get 3 bottles of oil with it. You have to take the top out of the burner, and you do droplets of the oil on the light or something or another, and then you put the bowl back on, and I don't know. It seems interesting, but she didn't need it. And that thing was like $79. It was some ridiculous amount. It was really, really expensive. And now her freaking account's wiped out because she's just blown through all of her money. It's like, how are you going to pay rent, Norma? You can't. You need to stop and think before you get something, and stop getting stuff just because you want it. Okay? Because you got to be smarter with your managing your money, And, she's 66 years old. I should not have to tell her these things, but because of her handicap, of her mental issues and stuff, getting her to understand things, sometimes you have to explain them a certain way so that you're not coming across as mean or hurtful, because I'm not trying to be mean or hurtful to her. She's like a sister to me, like I said. I'm definitely not trying to hurt her in any way. But I need to get her to understand, you need to stop blowing through your money like this, Norma. You need to start focusing on getting it built back up, because there's cheaper ways to do things. And you've got all these trinkets and you don't even use them. It's like, what is the point of having them if you're never going to use them? You're just wasting that money, and it's like, for your own sake, stop. You need to learn self-restraint. You need to really think, do I need this, or is this another one of those, I want it, regardless of how much it is. So, yeah, ouch. It's been one of those days, it's like, I look at this picture of me and my daughter that she made for me yesterday, and, let it make me smile when I'm feeling down. So hopefully I'll get those other 2 hearts done like tomorrow or something, and then I'll have 2 sets, and I'll decide, okay, how much is a fair price to charge for this set, because you get like 10 of them. So 10 different designs. And some of the colors, I went by what colors you were supposed to put, and then some of the colors I got creative and used the colors I wanted to use, and they turned out equally beautiful. So I got to get on the ball, and I guess I'm hesitating because I don't want to bring a bunch more stuff up here that I pretty much have no room for, because there's already too much stuff up here, and it's starting to get clusterfucked again, and I don't like that. I vowed that I would never let the apartment get that bad again. And if I keep dragging shit up from the basement, that's exactly what's going to happen, because right now we don't even have any room to work. We don't have a table to work on. We do, but it would be difficult to find a safe place to set it where the cats don't knock it over, and then the stuff goes flying, and then shit gets ruined because of it, because it hasn't had a chance to set up. Because usually I use one of the small little tea tables that are, not very wide. They're about like this, somewhere like that, and about 8 feet tall. I'll show one on here sometimes so you can see this is the surface I'm trying to work on. So I can only fit so many of my resin pieces on it as they're setting up, as the resin is setting up. Now, as far as doing dual colors, like more than one, that one's a little tricky. I can't promise that I'll be able to do that. I will try to experiment with it though. But the thing is you would have to have so many different colors of resin made at the same time, and you would have to do it quickly before it started setting up, and then it wouldn't set right in the mold, and then that ruins it. So, but yeah, these, like for instance, my Zodiac boxes, they're Zodiac, They have all the Zodiac signs around the rim here. And this is just one of the colors. This is a sun, and you also get a pentacle. So you get 2 lids, so you can change it up. You can change up the way it looks a little bit if you want. And I've got the thing behind here. Try to get it without shutting off my computer accidentally. And this is the bottom half. So that's got all the Zodiac signs around it. It's got little stars. And it's a trinket dish, so you can put, jewelry in it. You can put whatever you want, as long as it's not something like too hot or something that's going to make it melt, because then, that's not good. So, but this can also be used as a coaster, either side. Like here, like this is how I did the underside. That's all fairy dust. And when you put it in the mold and you let it set up, it stays on there pretty good. So this is just kind of my little unique touches. There's like glitter and just real pretty green. I'm trying to remember what I sell these for. Because you get 2 lids. You get the sun, and like I said, you get a pentacle. What is going to be a good price? I think one of the prices I put on these was like $12 or something like that. Like between 12 and 15 or something like that, because like I said, you can get it. There's different colors that I can do them in. I can just experiment with some different colorations, and hopefully it'll come out. You'll see a combination that you really like. And the special colored ones, then those I would probably also charge $20 for, because that means I took special time and to create special colorations to be able to put in the mold and, let everything set up and do it quickly enough so the stuff don't start setting up before it's ready, before it's the right time. Ow, Kalika, stop! My cat's clawing my fucking leg. You need to stop, cat. Seriously. I'm trying to do something here. You need to quit. Put this back over here for now. Get it out of the way. Because I've got my green candle burning here too. That quit. I got from a family friend. Her name's Carol, and she's a friend of my mom's, and she's also kind of a neighbor. She only lives like a couple streets over from my mom or something like that. So she drives, but my mom doesn't. So Carol will come over once in a while, see everybody. And, if it happens to be a day that I'm there, then, she likes to visit with me too. And she kind of looks on me as a daughter. So I said, no problem, because she's just got boys. She always wanted a girl and never was able to have one. And now, her baby making days are over, just like mine are. And her husband's long passed. So I'm pretty sure she wouldn't want to have it with anybody but him. She's a sweet lady. She's the one that got me the candle for Christmas, and that was all I got, but that was plenty because it's a 3-wick candle. It's from Bath and Body Works, so it's a really nice one, and I've been letting it burn like all day, and it's like about half of it's completely liquefied now. So got that nice, balsam fir smell, which is good for aromatherapy, and I also do it to honor Green Man, because his color is green and his direction is north. Even though this candle and my desk and everything is facing south, it's up against the south wall in front of me, because it was the only place I could fit this desk, because it's really tiny. It's like cluttered already, and I've only got like a handful of stuff on here. So, but anyway, I hope you guys see some paintings that you like, and we'll buy them here soon. And as soon as I can find my resin pieces and get them up here, then I will sit down and I will, put some of them on here too, like one at a time, so you can see them. And I'll put them as close to the camera as I can so you can see them decent, and decide like what colors you want. I'll tell you what colors I have available and about how many sets I can expect to get out of one batch of resin, because the container that you do the resin in, it's only like this big. So if you fill that literally to the top, you're going to be able to fill several molds at once, which is good if you do it right. Make sure it's molds that, okay, what is the first batch of stuff you want to get done? That's what you set on the little tea table. You let it set up. I usually set it in the living room where the cats can't get it. And, they usually leave it alone. They don't try to jump up on it or anything, because I usually put it in the middle of the room, but try to keep it out of the way. So when somebody needs to walk through, or we're watching a movie or something, it's not blocking the TV. But yeah, I tried the Amazon free business thing, but I just couldn't get it to work right. So I gave up on that and said, you know what, I'm just going to stick with, trying to sell my stuff on YouTube, and hope that YouTube will be okay with it and not suddenly want to charge me some ridiculous amount of money that I don't have, just because I'm trying to make some money to live on, and it's like, it's just very difficult. And I can't get a loan from anywhere because I have 3 credit cards I'm trying to pay off. And I'm behind in those payments, and that's not my fault. That was because of me. Well, it was my fault, because I spent past my safety limit, which was, if I would have only done like about $100 on each one, I would have been fine. But I maxed them all out, and now I'm playing hell to try and get them paid back. So ugh. I think that's pretty much as cleaned out as I can get it. I usually will hit it several times to make sure, because when the screen gets, after you do a couple of bowls, the resin starts gunking up on it. And sometimes I have to take the screen out, and I have to do the little thing to shake it into the smoke, back into the smoke jar or whatever. So I'm recycling it. I'm not wasting it. And at some point in the future, but again, it's, my space is just so limited. Like, I have no room to, start loading this place up with a bunch of product that I may or may not sell. So that's a drawback, because I was going to say that I would maybe work on getting some wooden pieces that you can paint, Um, and, do up some of those, different color themes and stuff like that. And get a roll of twine so I can, tie a piece of twine and everything so you can hang it up or whatever. And decide, okay, how much do I want to charge for these? How much am I invested in materials? How much did the piece cost? How much did the paints cost that I used to paint it? And right now I have a really nice set of paints that I've only used one jar of it completely gone. And that was my purple, because I finally got one of my wooden put together houses, but I only got a few of the sheets of the wooden pieces painted, and the purple was the second, like the main floor, is because that's the color I want in this house. And I don't have, to me, I would call this more like a trinket house, because it's decently sizable, but you got to buy like specially sized miniature people and stuff to put in it, because it's so, it looks big, but it's not really, because when you turn it around to the back and show the back side of it, that really shows you what kind of space and everything there is in each section, and what you can realistically fit up there. So whatever you do decide to put, it's got to be small. And then so there's an investment there. Like, if I literally get this house done sometime, finally get it all painted, get it assembled, get the people in place, find some that I can fit, or just, like I said, turn it into a trinket house, and then you can have it like on a platform to where sometimes you can be showing it from the front, and then there'll be like little critters in the windows, or, you can do a seasonal thing where you can do like a Halloween tree for Halloween. Like, you can get a little black tree or something. Even if you can't find black trees made for the purpose, you can always get some green ones and just paint them black, like literally take some spray paint to them or something. But then in doing that, you're going to cover up all the colors of the ornaments. So, and then sometimes turn it around to where people can see inside it in the back. And those place room decorations can be pricey too, because you're talking Hobby Lobby, and that's, it's a bit of a drive from here, but I gladly make the trip, and it's one of the few Trump stores that you ever find me shopping in, because they're Trump supporters, meaning they're Trump supporters and I am not. But I'm not going to let that stop me from, buying stuff from that shop, because right now that's all I've got. So there's a lot of different types of houses you can do, but until I can at least get this one assembled, get the pieces I'm gonna get for it, get the people or whatever, I'm just, I had to pack all that stuff away, because when the slumlord, sprayed this place for roaches and bed bugs last summer, before it started going into the colder months of fall and winter, and he took off to Florida like he does every year when it gets, by the time fall hits, he's out of there. He don't want to be in Columbus anymore. He goes to Florida, probably lives in an expensive house there too. He's got money. And that's what just makes me sick about him, because he's charging way too much for these prices. And I thought $465 a month for rent was bad because of the condition of our apartment, because they won't fix nothing. But my friend Norma downstairs, Normia, she pays $580. And I'm like, that is just so fucking wrong, because the guy that put the shit down that's supposed to look like a wooden floor, but it really isn't. You just glue it and tack it down. That shit's peeling up already. So Norma has to be careful when she walks through there, because she could trip on one of the corners of some of that stuff sticking up, because they didn't do it right. And they should have done a better job than they did. And they're charging her $580 a month. I'm like, oh my God. That is just ridiculous. And I think Christy, my next door neighbor, her bedroom wall is connected to my bedroom wall. So like behind the computer, the 2-in-1, that's her bedroom wall as well as ours. So kind of, sort of. Anyway, she I think she said she's paying the same price as I am, because one of the times I was over there visiting her, she said she pays $465 a month too. So because this is a Section 8 place. And I really wish that we could get this place for Section 8, because then we could get it for like, hell, 350 would be even a lot better than what I'm paying now, or 300, or, be fair about it, because they refuse to fucking fix anything that needs fixed. That's their job to fix, instead of expecting us to just pull the money out of our ASS's and fix the stuff ourselves, which we have no skills to do, I mean, I certainly don't. Would I be willing to learn? Sure. Doesn't mean I'll do a good job, because if I'm going to go that route, I want to be able to do a good job. And then just, tell the slumlord Joe, it's like, look, because we did all this ourselves, you better drop the rent back down to I think 300 is more than enough, because you guys you don't take care of this place. You don't fix what needs to be fixed. You're letting your building manager live here for free, and that's just not right. That is not right. All he does is sit on his fat ass and collect rent. I mean, he does work. He does work a job and stuff, Monday through Friday, as far as I know, but still, he tends to be a jerk towards people just for no reason. And we don't like and don't think it's fair, never have, that he gets to live here for free when he's not doing his damn job. Just infuriates us. And me and Chris, last summer, I think it was, or the summer before, I can't remember now, we actually did a yard sale out in my mom's front yard and made $27. Like, I got $20 for a laptop that somebody wanted. Some daughter and a mom came up, and originally I was asking 30, but it's a yard sale, so you got to be willing to negotiate a little bit. So I let it go for 20. Chris sold a couple things, totaled $7. I got 20, so a totality of $27. And we sat out there and we set up every day, and just like a handful of people even stopped, because people like variety. They don't, some of them want the flashy, some of them want, antique stuff. Some of them want, something that you don't have, and they'll be a bitch about it. And then you go and get that item, and then they come by again and they're, oh, I don't want that anymore, just to be assholes, It's 7:42. I know I'm not getting ready to go to bed. Heck no, it's way too early. I'll be glad when we get our checks. And what would put the nicest smile on my face right now is if some people do buy the diamond paintings that I've got available. So I'm trying to go easy on this stuff, because, and like, I just filled this bowl like to the top, see? But because I'm getting so low, I've been kind of mixing it up a bit. Like, I've been smoking my harsh stuff, and I call it harsh because it is, because it's got, not only does it have a multi-mix of keef and blunt papers that people, this guy that I used to smoke with in the building, he would always get a blunt, and he would always roll a J, and we would smoke J's more than we would do bowls. And he would let me keep the roaches, and then I would just grind up the roaches. So you've got whatever chemicals they put in the cigars, could be some nicotine in there. I don't know. I hope not. But anyway, that all mixed together with the keef, it's a pretty potent blend, and it will burn your throat when you smoke it. But this is Sunnyside, so this stuff, I'm just kind of alternating between the two until we do get paid and I can make a trip up to Mount Gilead, and hopefully me and Christy will go, and just me and Christy, because I don't want Norma to go, because then she's going to want to spend, And I'm trying to keep her from spending so much because she's she's spending too much.
Whose piece is this? Okay.
Brat. Anyway, I don't know how long I'm going to be on here this time around because there's nobody on.
Boo.
What?
Boo.
Boo. Yes. Hello. Why are we booing?
I am stoned.
Yeah, I can tell. Told you, man, it don't take much of that gummy and you'd be flying for a while.
See, I told you.
I gave him like a little quarter piece of a 150. So it's roughly probably between, it might be as much as that small little square. I mean, I'm hoping that it's a low enough dose that he's good and stoned, but I don't do it all the time either. I don't do it every day. I only let him do it once in a great while, because that also keeps us from going through the smoke so fast. And he's still trying to get a job, So you got to stay somewhat clean because you never know if they're going to piss test you.
Quiche. Dad, can you explain what quiche is?
Basically, eggs, scrambled eggs in a pie format. Good.
With vegetables, and it's really good. I love this. I love quiche. That's what we had for dinner tonight. We all had a piece of quiche, and I think there might have been one left because there's only 3 of us, and I'm pretty sure Chris cut it into 4 pieces. So Noah is about to polish off the last one, which just is okay. I mean, I'm not going to deny my kid food. I say that in that manner because the cost of groceries has gone up, and I just hate that because I would try to get that more often. But again, it's another luxury that I don't know. I try not to get too often, but when I want quiche, I want quiche. So,
I'm setting you down so I can grab an oven and there's something.
He's stoned, so he's got the munchies. Now, a lot of you may say that, are you sure that that's a good idea to let him do that? Well, I would rather him do it safely here with me than out somewhere with strangers that at least here is controlled. I don't let him do it very often. I pick and choose when I feel that it's okay to give him some of the gummy or smoke with him a little bit. But at the same time, he understands that, we got to go easy, son, because you don't want to ruin the possibility of getting a job because they piss test you and then you come up positive and they're like, sorry, we can't hire you because you got cannabis in your system, And it's like, oh, God has helped me. Oh, Kalika, will you quit whining at me? Damn it. I'm sorry you can't get on my lap, all right? I'm sorry, but you cannot get on my lap in here. Because I'm not going to have you scratching the fuck out of me because as soon as you jump up here and the chair moves, you're going to fucking scratch me. I'm not having it. I love you, but damn, give me a break here. I'm trying to pet you at least. Just like a kid, just like a human kid. Sometimes they want your attention at the damnedest times. Come on, stop. And if I can, I'm going to have to probably go out and get me another kit. So I don't know how soon into the future that's going to be, but I'm going to get a loom kit so that I can make some pot holders again. And then have some different, like color combinations, that I can do for people, and like sell a set of them or something, a set of 4 or a set of 8 or even 10 if there's, a big enough household that you want a whole set of 10. And again, talk to some people, read up on it, or try to get some advice from other business owners and say, hey, what do you think is a good price to charge for this? Or just trust my own judgment and Chris's, and, try to, like I said, keep the prices reasonable, but still get a decent amount of sales. But I don't want to get so overrun with sales and then I can't crank out the product fast enough. So, there's like too many variables that I have to think through and consider and come up with a backup plan, that, okay, if this plan A don't work, let's try to do plan B. Plan B, if it don't work, let's do a plan C. Try to have at least a couple different options. And so I can't like do a full-blown store of any sort right now. I just can't. So whenever I got a decent amount of product to be sold, I will get on here and do a live. I will show the pieces, just like I said, and I will quote you the price, and I will number them so that you can be like, oh, number 1, blah, blah, blah of whatever. And then I'll be like, okay, this is the price. This is how much for shipping and handling. As soon as I verify and see that it's in my PayPal account, then I will use the money in the PayPal account to ship it to you. So hopefully it'll get there quickly. But I have no control over some areas. It might take longer than you're going to like. And I have no control over that because, my resources are very limited right now until I can find what everybody seems to like and everybody seems to want the most of. But that's also why I try to keep a variety of things available, because you don't know what people's interests are going to be, Not until they see a piece and they're like, oh, I like that. How much is that? And then I'll tell them, and I'll be like, okay, this is how much it is. This is the number that it is. I will put it aside. I'll put your name on it. Give me your name and address information so I know where I'm shipping it, Brat. I know that's what it is. She's wanting on my lap, and I just can't. I can't give her that right now. And I'm not trying to be mean, and I know it sounds like I was snapping at her and stuff, but I did not mean to. I love my animals. I love them as much as I do my human children, but they're bugging me and stuff gets on my nerves just as badly as a human child sometimes when, you're in the middle of doing something important and they're like knocking on your door and going, hey, can we do this? Or can I do that? Or, it's like, can you please not bother me during a live unless it is a dead set emergency, and don't make that like a joke, because if you say it's an emergency and I walk out of the room and it's not, I'm going to be pissed. So please don't do that. Don't lie to me about that. This is what I consider an allowable emergency to knock on the door and get my attention. If one of these things happens or is going on, then okay. But don't be doing it like it's some kind of fucking game or something. So I will definitely try to put together some when I can get the loom kit again, because they only give you so many of those little pieces that you can use to make the piece. And then once those are gone, you have to go out and buy more of the pieces, because you've got the kit, you've got the hook, you've got the frame. I know how to do it. I've done it enough times. And I have made sets that I have given away to people and made them certain colors because I knew that they liked those colors, or the colors I chose for them has something to do with their birthday. When I'm sitting back like here and talking, it looks to me like my mouth is kind of, it's not straight. It's kind of going to the side a little bit. And that kind of scares me, because it's like, oh, great. Don't tell me I'm having a fucking stroke or something, because I'm too fucking stressed out. I almost never get any time to myself. And because, Chris is doing his therapy and stuff, anything that I want to go out and do during the day, I try to wait until he gets back from his therapy so that I can have the car, to drive wherever I'm going instead of trying to walk with all the crazies around. So, but anyway, it's only 7:55. I wish some of you would be able to come on, but I might just go ahead and kill this live and watch some of the magical crafting, which I haven't done in a while, just for something to do, and maybe get some hobby craft witchy, creative ideas that way. And I got to figure out how to get my little light up jar to work. I might have to need Chris for that. But anyway, peace, blessed be. Thanks for coming. Stay wild, my moon children, children of the moon. And I hope to see some of my noobs in here soon, and hope that some people will buy some of the paintings that I've got available, or the more of them I can get sold, the better, because I could definitely use the $380 right now, and that's how much I'll have, if I sell every one of them that I have available right now to sell. So, blessed be. See you next time.